So it is race day here at Le Mans. In the meantime, I'm going to show you the drivers' parade from yesterday. You know, standard Le Mans practice, breakfast with beer. Cheers. Like pack horses on the way to watch the start of the race. 50 minutes to start the race, so just enough time to bake completely. Well, good morning and welcome back to Le Mans. As you can hear, the race is still very much on. Not a lot has happened, luckily. It's been a relatively sedate race, although the Toyota and the Glickenhaus sort of trading positions a little bit up the front in LMP1, and we now have a Toyota 1, Glickenhaus 2, after one of the Toyotas had a bit of a problem during the night, and we're now into the early morning stages. It is 8 AM at Circuit de la Sarthe. So we are going to get ourselves woken up after a short sleep, as you can probably tell, and wander off and see what else we can see. Here we see the intrepid Le Mans traveller returning just in time for breakfast. So to break all the noise and chaos of Le Mans, we've decided to go for a little bit of a drive out in the Rolls Royce. So we went to go and find a bricante, or a little bric-a-brac car boot sale, if you will. And on the way back, we found this cool little garage that's got some interesting old French cars parked out front. So we're going to have a little nosy around here, and then we're going to head back to the race circuit for the last, 4 hours of the race. So we've had a bit of a look around. Next stop, Le Mans. 3, 1, that's it, the race is over. And it's so bloody hot, we've all stayed in the bloody marquee. It's a Toyota 1-2, possibly the most uneventful Le Mans ever, which is good for the teams, I guess, but not so great for us. Bit of a boring race, but cool nevertheless. Dean's work in progress. Dean, you idiot! Go on! Well, that is race over. So before we disappear, I thought I would have a wander around our little bit of the campsite and show you some of the amazing stuff that's hiding in here. And there really is some amazing stuff. Like these two beauties here. Cheeky F-Type R. Lovely little SL hiding under a cover. One 911 Turbo, which is rather lovely. Appropriate number plate as well. Just a casual Cayman GT4, and if you look over here, look what's tucked away under the trees over here. That is a Mercedes 190 2.316. Hot damn! It's a 2.5, so it's not a Cosworth, but even still, that's pretty special. Almost Mr. 911, a kind of a ubiquitous vehicle around here, really. That's not, but not so interesting. That, however, is a Bullet Mustang. That's pretty dang cool. Thank you. That's it. As the sun goes down over Circuit de la Sarthe, the Gulp Gang camp is decamped. Now what we're going to do is get the rest of that in a van, which could be a bit interesting. It's not like there's any space in the van already. It's already looking about a third full. So this is going to be interesting. The undignified end to Sabine's week. Last tent's going down. Car's a van, ready to rock and roll. That is it. We are heading home. And it feels like it's about time. So we are heading back from Le Mans. We are cruising along the A13, just coming through Rouen. We have the aircon on and we are wafting along at a sort of steady 60, 65. We would be going a little bit quicker and keeping up with the rest of traffic, but as usual, we are nursing a problem. So it would appear we could feel a vibration as we were driving down to Le Mans, which was fairly subtle. It's now fairly not subtle, and a quick stop at the services has identified a wheel bearing. So it looks like the front right wheel bearing is toast. So fingers crossed it's going to get us all the way back to the UK. While we have breakdown cover, given our experiences on the way down, I would rather not use it. If we can get it back to the workshop, that would be just great. And then we can get a wheel bearing changed. It might just need packing and tightening, although I suspect a loose wheel bearing over this distance is going to need a little bit more than packing and tightening. Otherwise, touch wood, she seems to be running okay. So sit rep on the drive back, we have made it to the Channel Tunnel, which is a bleeding miracle. I'm pretty sure that front wheel bearing is glowing, but never mind, we trundled along just fine. If you've never been to Le Mans, the ferry and the tunnel is an amazing experience, because from here I can see a McLaren, a Lotus Exige, an F-Pace 400, a selection of motorbikes you can probably see and hear out the back, a 911, another 911. It's just amazing. But the police are everywhere. We saw a few people make their annual donation to the French Police Benevolent Fund on the way up. So if you were driving the black Aston Martin or the blue M235i, congratulations for making a payment for all of us. And yeah, so now we're going to get on the ferry and have a little rest. On the Bentley. So while we've been away, we have had word from Dwayne at Starman's. The Bentley has been in. He has located the problem. So it is a return line from the suspension that had burst. It was a pinhole on the top of the line, so a little bit of corrosion that wasn't immediately visible last time it was inspected, and that has already been changed out. The car has been checked, is now sitting level and braking properly, and has been returned to Henry's car barn for storage. Well, exactly where the Rolls-Royce is going back to. Okay, so sit rep on fuel. As you can see, we have made it to the Channel Tunnel, and I've had to change out on my shades because we're actually under the sea right now. Okay, so we set off from the Midlands, from Warwick, and drove down to Portsmouth. That was 148 miles. We then went from Caen to Le Mans. That was another 100 miles. Then from Le Mans back to Calais for the Channel. That was 263 miles. We also did a trip out to Bric-a-Brac, which was about 100 kilometers, so 62 miles. So our total mileage so far is 573 miles. By the way, if you can see me rocking around, that's because the train is moving and this is moving an awful lot with it. It's quite seasick inducing, which is ironic because the sea's up there somewhere. Okay, 573 miles. Total spend on fuel in the Rolls-Royce, £309.92, give or take, allowing some conversions from euros. So it works out about 54 pence a mile so far. We did a bit of a calculation on the motorway. We reckon we're getting about 15.5 miles to the gallon, which isn't terrible considering we've had the aircon cranked all the way up and we've been wafting along at somewhere between 70 and 80 because the European speed limit's 130 kilometers an hour, which is just about 80 miles an hour. If we include the fill I had to make for the Bentley before we broke down, that was an extra £49.53, which brings the total fuel bill for the trip to £359.45. So, I mean, looking at the Peugeot we did last year, you could almost buy a car, fix it, drive to Le Mans, drive back and sell it for less than the fuel in driving the Rolls-Royce, which gives me an idea.
Well, we have made it back to Henry's car barn, another 170 miles from Folkestone, and we're here, and it's been relatively flawless. We've used a quart or so of oil, but I had to use what I could find, so I'm probably going to get the oil changed anyway. Wheel bearing hasn't got any worse, so we might ask Karim if he can pack those with grease, but now the car just needs a little clean and go away for the next adventure. Right, well, thank you for watching this episode of Automotive Tales and our adventure to Le Mans. And yeah, we'll catch you on the other side. Bye for now. Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching.